Snafu there early in the morning, bringing you good rugby all day here. Technology is not without its little foibles every now and again. Taggart going back on that, but ball gets knocked around. It seems like it was pushed forward there by Leo, so maybe a scrum here to Great Waters. It's actually a penalty to Great Waters for that. So Lone Star under the little bit here, having to move back in this second half. Ball there from Hennick. And so good, Hennick. Moving the ball out again to Taggart. Taggart gets it back, taken to the ground by Great Waters, looking for some runners. Move that ball out to Abby Jacobs. Jacobs, never easy to take down, puts in a beautiful little offload there. And there's Curry racing for the corner, looking for the points. And Izzy Curry touches that one down. The junior from the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, gets the try for Great Waters.
Curry finally able to cook up something down here. We saw her robbed of a try just right outside of the try zone, but now she's down here in this end, able to get some points on the board against Texas. Just unable to stop and offload like the Sunny B. Williams pop, flick of the wrist pass from Jacobs.
That kick is no good, and Darian Lovelace on fire again with the Curry is cooking. Good work this morning, Darian Lovelace. We're going to have a kickoff to come here from Great Waters.
We can also get radioactive with Curry, too. I can talk about that all day.
You're supposed to save that one for later, but we'll be okay. We won't tell. Great Waters to kick this one off here at Round Rock. It's a National Collegiate Rugby All-Star Sevens here in Austin. Ball up there from Megan Ludy. Ludy gets the ball to Norwood. Norwood shakes a couple. She's a competitor. Across the 50, turns Taggart inside out. Taggart on the chase. Taggart has the height advantage, so able to catch up to Norwood there, but Norwood picks it up and keeps going. Had to leave the ball down and didn't, so it's going to be a penalty against Great Waters. Staves on a try there, 15-7. They lead Lone Star, and off they come quickly on the tap. Turning inside out. There's Curry. Ball across to Ludy. Ludy moves it quickly. They're looking for Taggart again. Taggart breaking across the 50-meter line. Taggart gets taken down inside the half of Great Waters, but knocks the ball on eventually, and it's going to come to a Lone Star ball. There's just about 3.5 minutes left on the game clock, so opportunity here for Lone Star. Game not completely out of reach, but they need to get something going quickly. Norwood, we'll see what she can cook up.
Norwood, she is an incredible athlete, as Beyonce would say. She walks like this because she can back it up. She's just so good. Taggart robbed her of a try just right outside of the zone, but then Texas, backing their teammate, were able to cause a knock on there for Taggart. This game is still very much, it can go either way. This could be a tipping point depending on who can take possession.
Little change coming in here for Great Waters. Abby Farmer going to come into the game. Abby Farmer, the sophomore from Loyola University of Chicago, a radio DJ, cream of the crop with DJ Farmer on WLUW there in Chicago. Abby, when you're ready to start your rugby broadcasting career, let us know. Norwood gets the ball and gets a tackle at the same time, so they're going to start a little slower than they like. Rankin has a hold of it, moves out in the midfield, nice step and coming outside. Taggart in making the tackle, trying to hold the player up, eventually to ground. Great Waters is right over that one, but not releasing, so it's going to be a penalty here. They're going to get to go quick. There goes Rankin. Rankin let go by one, is across the 22, puts a little offload in there. Let's see where they can get this ball to. Put the ball up. There goes Sadler. Gracie Sadler is going to get to the try zone. Gracie Sadler touches it down, and we have a game on our hands as a junior from University of Houston from Round Rock, Texas, in her hometown, scores a try.
Sadler saddled up here, right here. They were very slow to get back Great Waters. It's just a step off of the outside. She had one outside of her, but not going to need it. We see she almost gets her arm around the number 17 for Great Waters, but 2 hands on the ball, good downward placement. That's a try. Again, we just see
Look at it here. Here goes Rankin. Go ahead, Darian.
we just see the big cut on the outside. Just impressive footwork. Even the hand went the other way. Throw people off their rhythm. That's all point of the one-on-one defense. She does such a good job. Good celebrations all around.
Okay, I have 45 seconds left on our clock. Not that one. Time on.
Kick to come here from Lone Star. Everything to play for right now. They can win this one with a converted try. With a try, at least. Ball comes in there from Great Waters. Penalty for them. It's going to be another opportunity here for this team. Here comes Norwood for Lone Star. The Armadillos looking to move into the semifinals. It's essentially a quarterfinal for these teams. So you go to the consolation round, we don't win. There's another penalty. Norwood's going to go quick. She's going to press this defense. She is exceptional at that, moving out there. Taggart working out to make the try. Are they high? They get the ball down eventually. Great try scored. It looks like Utafe there. Just got to get the number, but what a score for Utafe.
Wow, that's what you asked for in a team. We talked earlier about how Lone Star was not a team to discredit, and it's because of players like this. Norwood, she slays all day. We see her almost think about taking the inside, but then she just backs herself. Taggart is fast, and it looks like she almost is able to flip her up, but the determination, the hype is real for Aguilera. She is ready to play. That's Aguilera. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct, yeah.
Talasi Utafe. And that's the whistle.
Texas takes the cake, the Texas Sunrise.
Texas is going to move on to the semifinal here with that win over Great Waters in the last second. Julia Norwood bringing some pace into that one. Coming up next, we are going to bring you another all-star play in upstate New York versus the West. Stay with us.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing. We've been building, assembling, and strengthening. We've been cutting, shaping, and painting. We've created strength and beauty time and again. Our machines are made for one thing: the perfect hit. We are the crouch. We are the bind. We are the set. We are the squeeze. We are the hit. We are Rhino, home of the scrum.
Welcome back to Round Rock Multipurpose Athletic Complex. Here you see Chris Gower, the referee, heading out to get this game started. The West will play upstate New York. West in black on your left here is going to kick this one off. This is a quarterfinal, a play-in game. Two teams have gone straight to the semifinals. The teams have to play their way into that game in these quarters. We'll see how our semifinal play, and it's not quite a quarter, so we'll see how these teams come out. We have Stacia Sherman to kick this one off. West kicks it off to upstate New York in the brilliant yellow, blue, and red uniforms. People have been talking about that well. Schlechter comes back. Big run there from Jesse James. Jesse James, fantastic yesterday. Jesse James starting off that way again today. John Broker here with Darian Lovelace for this one. Ball comes out from DeVore, Isabella DeVore. Ball goes in behind, goes back to the 50-meter line. Gonna have to regather here a little bit. DeVore sees that her pass didn't go, tries to make up for a little bit there, gets to Vanderzee. Vanderzee has the ball, gets it back to DeVore. DeVore offloads that one. Ball stays alive. Sherman again. Sherman, the senior from University of South Dakota.
Tackle assist.
Ball goes down. We're going to come back here for player not releasing. So it is going to be penalty for the West. As you take a look at Chris Gower there, one of our great referees for the weekend. Ball up to Sherman. Sherman puts a little pass in behind. Rolls to Schlechter. We're going to come back for potential injury here. We're bringing a medic on the field. Chris Gower calling right away.
Looks like the collision might have just happened. Yeah. Unfortunate knock to the ribs. It's just part of the game there with not expecting. It looks like the defense did a good job of coming up, but I wonder if referee Gower might have a conversation about hitting a player without the ball.
Yeah.
Might be a conversation that they're having.
Fairly close there. The hit from leader right. Player getting up, and she seems to be okay. Top customer, Stacia Sherman, the Health Service Administration major from Yankton, South Dakota.
She went down with a scream, so we're going to play scrum to black here. Here.
Referee Gower
Here.
being a little bit understanding, given the fact that she might have just gotten caught in the crossfire, calling it a knock-on in favor of the West. Interesting call. But referee says play on. Game will continue.
Ball in for the West. No score. Minute and a half gone here in this semifinal play-in. Nice winding run there for DeVore. She's headed towards the line. Has a right chasing her, but she's going to make it. DeVore, the senior from Miracosta College from Ranto Bernardo High School, touches down to try here for the West. They're on the board with 5.
DeVore always wants some more. It's her power and her pace, but also the early footwork. That's just a stride. We see the chase down from upstate New York. Borderline foot race, but not for somebody who's already at the tipping point, giving her the first taste of a score on the board.
Kick to come here from the West. Slides across the post.
I mean, it's not enough can be said about how much she has done already to get the team to this point, but setting the tone here early on is really going to force upstate New York to make some adaptations around a danger player like her.
Spent some time with the Fallbrook Girls Rugby Club out there in the San Diego area, so certainly has played a good level of rugby. Great program on the West Coast.
Thank you.
Kickoff coming again from Stacia Sherman. Taken well by McKenna Ramsey. McKenna Ramsey from St. Bonaventure University. Her coach coaching the team here, upstate New York. Director of Rugby Tui Osborne maybe watching in, doing a great job. Both programs up there looking great at St. Bonaventure. But right now we have upstate New York playing in the fan favorite jerseys coming across upstate New York. Little held ball, get it there to right. Clear right, makes a good move, but it knocks on eventually. It's going to be a scrum here for the West.
Jesse James is absolutely ruthless in contact. I mean, her ability to get in there and disrupt it. The tournaments, the competitions. Sevens is such a fun game to watch. NCR, especially putting on performances like this, along with the Collegiate Rugby Championships that'll be happening in April.
We're leaning in before Vine. Quickly.
The last week of April, that's going to happen, Darian. We are really at the beginning of 7 season here with this one. They're going to be playing tournaments across the country for National Collegiate Rugby, culminating in a fantastic weekend of Sevens Rugby, the Collegiate Rugby Championship. Going to be an exciting one there. NCR bringing you all that action in the Maryland Sportsplex. Right now, however, at Round Rock, we have West in their own zone making a move. Trixie Schlechter steps in, steps out, gets the ball to the try scorer, DeVore. DeVore gets that one out into the hands of Taylor Hodgkiss. Taylor Hodgkiss moving her way forward there from Miracosta College. Another players from Poway, California. Has to get the ball to the ground to the West at the moment. They do. Upstate New York coming in over that.
It's live.
Ball coming again here for the West. Able to maintain a lot of possession. Trixie Schlechter. They're going to move this one out. A long looping pass in over. Grace Vanderzee goes out to get that one. Dribbles it just a little bit. Loses it forward. There's an advantage here for Upstate New York. Upstate New York with an opportunity.
Upstate New York ready to play down in their end and ready to put some points on the board entering into the last minute and a half. This team in yellow is always ready to work, and now the West are really putting themselves under pressure. We see here just the way it would pass, it goes underneath the legs. She gets caught flat-footed, and that ball just ends up bobbled behind. The pressure, though, coming in from Upstate, that wave of yellow. And unfortunately, the West now are under a lot of pressure here, 5 meters out from the try zone.
Upstate New York scrum, Meredith Pike, the coach of this team from St. Bonaventure, with Nick Boccia from University of Rochester. A free kick here for the West. We'll finish off that coaching staff with Alyssa Danger from Ithaca and Meg Trutt from University of Rochester. Penalty here for the West. West put that one into touch. It was a free kick, so it's going to be Upstate New York ball here. Just a slight error there. The West, coached by Kelly Ross-Mau from Miracosta College, and Eden Liebenthal from the University of South Dakota, covering a pretty big area in that part of the country with these All-Stars. Upstate New York, an opportunity here. Just about 30 seconds to go in the first. See where they go with this one. They get the ball right up to the front. West tries to get in front of it. Ball is knocked. Referee looks at his watch and whistles us for halftime. 5-0 to the West over Upstate New York. Stay with us. We're going to bring this second half of this semifinal play-in game coming up right after this. The second half ready to go. The West beating Upstate New York at the moment. Semifinal play-in game. The upstate New York team in the yellow and blue kicking that one off to the west. West on the move quickly here. A little show there from Mendoza. Mendoza moves forward, but the ball knocked on. Upstate New York has an advantage here. Let's see if they will play this or come back to the scrum. They're going to look to play this one. A couple of passes out to make all the difference. Just end that. We have Lita Wright going contact. Wright held that one in, so it's going to be a penalty here. Advantage was gone on the knock-on, so penalty for the West. West gets the ball going through Mendoza in the game. Mendoza coming in for the second half, looking to make a big impact here. Mendoza, the sophomore from Miracosta College, Fallbrook Rugby Club as well. A number of veterans of that program, alumni of that program, I should say. Nice way to turn the corner here. That is from the West, Trixie Joe Schlechter, excuse me. Just thought it was Trixie Schlechter, but Steve Cohen let me know Trixie Joe is actually the name. So congratulations, a great try. Schlechter turning the corner here and scoring for the West, extending that lead.
Yeah, that is just an impressive individual effort by her, but it really all got set up with Mendoza right at the half after coming off of a 5-0 lead. It's really important to set the tone. It's now time to not play with the ball. We mean business. Schlechter, she's a finisher. Getting it to her hands is so important. Now as she dots through for a try, Mendoza is also looking to get people on the board.
Lead extending here for the West. Kick to come. Ball in the hands of Isabel DeVore. Referee Gower ready to get us going once again here. Good contest coming. After this, we're going to bring you the small college division semifinal, so stay tuned for that. Phenomenal day of rugby here, all produced by Next Level Rugby. John Broker with Darian Lovelace bringing you this great NCR Women's All-Star Sevens Championship here in Round Rock as a tussle for the ball going on the field right now. Here come the West, backing it up, winning that one, but referee Gower spots an offside, so rather than the advantage, he's going to go right to that. DeVore is going to take that one quick. DeVore shows and then gets hit, but gets hit high by one of the upstate players, so another opportunity here for the West, just moving themselves downfield.
Tough.
Here come the West, taking that one into contact, just a little grab there. Nearly spilled, but Schlechter able to get that one back. Jesse James looking to get a hold of this one. Coming out to this left-hand side. Have not seen a ton of her yet in this game, but here's Mikkel Edwards. Mikkel Edwards, touchdown, 5 points, 10 minutes, almost gone.
Edwards. We saw her a lot yesterday throughout the game, getting the ball into the hands of Jesse James, who means business. She gets it into Edwards' hands so fast here. We see a knee taped up. Looks like it might just be a fashion statement. It matches the cleats. Makes her a little bit faster. She runs the corner so well and is able to get another try now for the West here. Upstate New York, nothing to say back. Just, they're trying to come over from the East Coast, trying to stop this athlete from rounding the corner, but nobody's going to stop her right there. Perfect timing.
West in the lead here in the second half over Upstate New York. Upstate New York, a little bit of work to do to get back in this semifinal play-in. Exciting contest going on here. Our semifinals coming up for small college will be Eastern Penn versus Ohio Valley, Colonial Coast versus Great Waters. After this contest is over, we have 3 minutes of exciting rugby coming up. Upstate New York just lets that one slip forward. Everything going the West way. They've been down in this zone for most of this second half. Scored a couple of tries, up 15-0. Some fantastic players in the field. Upstate New York, some work to do in the next 2.5.
Yeah, the West just look like they caught a vibe. They're just enjoying this point here. Coached by Kellenisi Rossmau and Eden Liebenthal, both just really demonstrating how they might be teaching them to keep a cool head. And as I say that, A little bit too much power in the scrum, and upstate New York now off to the races with a little shake and bake.
Here they go. That's Kaylee Middaw. Middaw has been great all weekend. Gets the ball. Now it's in Sarah Trankel's hands. And Tranks, as they call her, takes that one forward. They do a great job. Moving the ball in the middle of the field. Here comes upstate New York. Little slip of the ball from upstate New York again. We'll come back for a scrum for the West.
The West really showing that they mean business. The aggression has been there throughout the game, but seeing a little bit of fire there coming in early from upstate New York. White, the number 12, dishing a bit of a fend to Jesse James, who is strong in the contact area. This game, though there's about a minute and a half left still, sevens is anyone's game.
West ball coming in from Vanderzee. Vanderzee Jr. from University of South Dakota. Making a break here are the West, but scooped up by upstate New York. Good opportunity, under a minute on the game clock. Referee Gower spots something. We're going to penalize the West here. So upstate New York wants to get some points on the board and go quick. And they are working hard at this, and that is McKenna Ramsey. McKenna Ramsey, St. Bonaventure captain, been great all weekend. Megan White, gets that ball, slides it out there. Danger player coming. Good run from it. Caitlin Olive, and Caitlin Olive headed towards the try line from Clarkson University, Randolph, New Jersey. Caitlin Olive touches down for 5.
Olive can say I love you to White as she gave a beautiful pass just right on a platter. She rounds the corner so well. Vanderzee tries to end it. Nobody's going to stop the athlete, though. She's going right in between the sticks. Upstate New York still in this game as they finally add some points on the board against the West Coast side.
Referee Gower's time for another kick. You heard the whistle go there as we're taking a look at it. So West may be able to get this and just hoof it into touch. Be done with it on their way to semifinal matchup. And kick doesn't go 10, which you can see right now. So we're going to go to a free kick here for the West. See what they decide to do. Not sure how much time there is left. Can faintly hear a coach there through the stadium noise saying, pass it to so-and-so, which means I think they're just going to kick this one out. We'll see what they do. And they have decided that they would like to play. Reyes gets it, and they have a penalty for the West here. Hoofed it downfield. It is not going to find touch. That one was spilled forward. Referee Gower spots it, takes a look at his watch, and that's the end of our game. The West moves on. Congratulations to the West. Great game from upstate New York. Stay tuned. Small college semifinal, Eastern Penn versus Ohio Valley, coming up next.
And a good morning to you, rugby fans. Welcome to beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana. We have sevens rugby action coming for you all day.
Blow up the spot, then we running. Ready or not, here we coming. Somebody better say a prayer for me. Tonight may get a little crazy. You can meet me.
Handles that one, finally moving out. It looks like they are in the try zone again, extending their lead.
Welcome to the wild side. Welcome to the wild side. Welcome to the wild side. Wild side.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing.
Welcome back to Around Rock Multi-Purpose Complex. You see referee Sarah Weiner taking the field here. It is a small college semi-finals time. Win, go for the cup. Lose, you are playing for placement here. Ohio Valley is going to be taking on EPRU, the small colleges. They are both wearing red here. Interesting matchup. The referee is going to have a little conversation with both teams.
Ready to play is Eastern Penn. We see players like Hernandez, but Paige writing her own story. She was massive all day yesterday with big plays like this. Able to get some points on the board early for her team. Keep an eye on the players in the left, Eastern Penn.
Eastern Penn in red, and also Ohio Valley in red. We'll do the best not to make any confusing statements here, but we're looking away. Referee Sarah Weiner, this first small college semifinal, ready to get going. EPRU Eastern Penn versus Ohio Valley. Nice kick, hits the ground. Ohio Valley, first one to come in with it. They have some tremendous players too. Watch out for Molly Cansey in their number 10. Very electric player, can do quite a lot. A little inside move coming. Altus Callie. There's Cancian. Cancian can't get the corner that time. Cancian takes the ground. She's the captain of Baldwin Wallace University. Little alt drop, so we have an advantage here. Advantage is probably gained already for the EPRU. EPRU on the move there, going quickly. EPRU has some runners. They have some space out wide if they can get it there. Did that go forward? It did not. They got it to the speed on the outside. Good run coming here from EPRU, and that's Morgan Mattia. And Morgan Mattia is going to touch down the first one of this semifinal. Great try.
Very smart play here by Eastern Penn, a whole team effort. It did look like they were getting caught a little bit in front, but they're able to hold their feet until this runner right here, the number 8, Mattia, she cracks the whip. She turns on the speed there at the very end. That's what you want from your finishers. First try on the board for Eastern Pennsylvania.
EPRU kick is good. 7-0. EPRU lead here.
Big finish,
EPRU,
Matea.
great program. And Mattia from East Stroudsburg, a great try there for Mattia, the junior integrative organismal biology major. EPRU coached by Scott Stratton, Ali Ligori, and Chris Ward. And they have ball in hand again, looking to put some more points on the board nice and early here. Here comes EPRU. They are looking strong in this small college semifinal. And again, it's Mattia touching down a second try in no short order. That team looked pretty pleased, Darian.
What is she tapping into? I mean, the setup from Paige in and of itself is great. She serves it on a silver platter, but it's the finish here from Matea, using her expertise probably in biology, knowing how to fuel her body and recover well. It's very important for all the athletes who played in the day before to ensure that they can repeat the performance that they showed out yesterday, Eastern Pennsylvania, showing that they're capable of repeat and performances early on in this game.
Yeah, man. They were, Eastern Penn was the champions last year, so defending champions, and Mattia was the MVP. So it goes to show you the quality that Mattia brings to it.
Not 10 for kick.
That one doesn't go 10, so opportunity here for Ohio Valley to get back in it in this first half. They have the dynamic players. We've seen a number of them in Cancian. Certainly the runner. McGregor, great runner there as well. Jesse Bonatibus has been good all weekend. As the ball comes out, they take it into the middle of the field, looking for a little offload there. Elena Hayes gets it to Cantian. Cantian hands off one. She can run if nobody can catch her, but she is hauled down eventually by Jaden Bowen. Good work to stop the speedster. Into contact, go Ohio Valley. They've got runners out to the right here. A little dummy to the wrong side there. Just let the defense set. So Bonatibus comes up with him. It's been scooped up by Eastern Penn. But we have a knock-on here, or a penalty, pardon me, against Eastern Penn. Opportunity for Ohio Valley, and they're going to take it quick. That is Haley McGregor. Haley McGregor had a good tournament so far. Spills that. Back for a scrum here to Eastern Penn. Just about 4 minutes gone in this first half.
Unfortunate there for Ohio Valley, as they showed a little bit of promise here down in their end, finally playing in the first half of this semifinal match.
First scrum.
So important for them to kind of work out the kinks here early on. They've got to get some points on the board if they want to stay in this first half against a strong Eastern Pennsylvania side.
Ciano puts that one in. Kick coming from Eastern Penn. They don't want to play in their own zone. Ball bounces back towards them. Going to have to field it. Nice little step. Big gas coming on. Cancian losing that foot race. A little turn in. Tremendous work there. That is the speedy Syra Alexander. We saw plenty of her yesterday scoring tries. And Syra Alexander from York College in Hagerstown, Maryland, touches down 5 points as EPRU continues to pull ahead.
Alexander the Great started. It looked like they wanted to try and get out of this area, but the ball said, actually, we're going to pin you back in here. Alexander under a little bit of pressure. That hard step off of the right, but her job's not done yet. She's still got to beat Cancian. Very good athlete, loses her footing there, cuts back inside. It's the pace. She's looking around to see if anybody's on the way. Paige, though, her teammate there to congratulate her. Celebrate a very well-earned try. Ohio Valley with no answer, it seems like.
You give that player just a little bit of space, and she is gone. And Syra Alexander having a great tournament here. Referee Sarah Weiner joining this one. Assistant referees Alexis Sari and Andy Buckwild. Here comes another kickoff from Eastern Penn. Bounces back towards them. Eastern Penn up handily here as we're about just over a minute to go in this half. Moves out there from Bowen. Bowen moves it out to the left. A nice swerving run. And will it be 3? Headed towards the line. Eastern Penn looking strong in this small college semifinal. And touchdown by who else? Morgan Mattia.
None other than Mattia. She is making it a point to end up in the try zone. Right here we see Paige get kind of bobbled up. Good counter rug, good pressure up defense, but there's nobody on Mattia. She's way too fast. It's the subtle little movements of her footwork that get her out of those tiny spaces. She could step somebody out of an elevator, and then she's just able to work her way through in between the sticks. More tries, more points to Mattia's name, showing why she was the MVP last year. Again, this replay just
Mattia,
beautiful,
just a
subtle
junior.
little-
Mattia, just a junior, has another year to possibly come back here. The Twin Valley High School graduate, Ohio Valley, winding down in the first half here. 7 minutes up on the game clock, so this may be the last action of the half, trailing 24. The referee has to move out of the way. Ohio Valley maintaining this one, picking it up and going, finding a little space this time. It's like Etta Pierce, just inside of halfway, gets taken down. Small college semifinal number 1 here. Great matchup. After this, we'll have Great Waters versus Colonial Coast in the other semifinal. Little wrap around there. Sakali hands that ball out to Cancian. Cancian, danger player, gets taken down. She was hard to tackle yesterday. Eastern Penn, I'm sure, recognized that as they got set for today's games. Spilios takes that one. Ball gets pushed over to EPRU. Referee Weiner looks at her watch, and we are going to go to halftime. Commanding lead for Eastern Penn. Stick with us. We'll be back in the second half in just a second. Welcome back. We are in the second half coming up here about semifinal, the first one for the small college division. That is Mattia right there. Has been scoring a lot of tries free in the first half. EPRU out to a strong lead. John Broker here with Darian Lovelace for the second half. Ohio Valley has some great players, Darian, some work to do.
EPRU just looking red hot. It's like they can't stop the defense. We're seeing here, though, the effort from Eastern Pennsylvania. They're trying, but just leaving danger players unmarked. They're going to have to consolidate the defense, figure out what works for them, and stay connected if they want to present a unified front against a very strong Eastern Pennsylvania side.
That's not the way to start. Eastern Penn is going to have the ball off a free kick. The line-out kick did not go 10 meters. So they're going to take that one right into contact. I'm sure the coaches for EPRU would be more than pleased for them to just play a little position here, save it for the final, as it looks like they're pretty strongly going there right now at 24-0. Ball up there for Eastern Penn. Players, of course, always want to play, so looking for the corner. Here comes Eastern Penn. Little step in, little step out for Calciano. Nice little step out of the tackle there, and try awarded to Eastern Penn. That's Gianna Calciano, the senior from Loyola University.
Calciano just powering over for another try for Eastern Pennsylvania. They are on fire right now here in Round Rock, Texas. We see here around the corner, it's the subtle little dip back inside that footwork, the shake of the head, the shake of the feet. We see here it's the power, though, the leg drive, her speed, the forward running that she has going into the try zone. Looks like we might have an injured player down, though, off of that ankle tap tackle.
It's a player getting looked at for the moment here as the teams get back together.
Thank you. All right.
Player takes the kick and it is no good. We'll wait for that player to be attended to.
You see here just the work through the hand. She rounds the corner, continues to power on the subtle movement back inside. Reaches, though, for the low contact, trying to go for legs, but those are some trunks. She's going to continue to power on through. Looks like might have gotten caught in the crossfire of the cleats there. Hopefully the player's okay.
And I have to make a big apology. That was actually Hannah Plotkin, number 2 from Shippensburg University. In the morning shadows, the 2 look like a 7 to me. My apologies. So the elementary education major from York, Pennsylvania scores that one. We'll take a break while this player gets attended to. We'll be right back.
All right, here we go.
We are underway again here. Ohio Valley receives that one. Player's been attended to. Ball up to Henderson. They are working their way downfield. Here comes Ohio Valley. With a couple of more games they would end. Look like Kayla Fury takes that one to the ground. Ball nearly slipped forward there, but they're going to keep that one alive. Here comes Henderson again. Henderson barreled towards the touchline and into touch. So we'll have a line out here for EPRU as
It's fine. You're good. You're good.
they go quick. Referee says that's fine. We're waiting to see what happened. Neither team seemed to be exactly knowing whether they can play right there. Here comes Eastern Penn. One player in the contacts. They have some room here. Ball goes out wide, but it's been thrown forward. Referee's going to bring it back, and we are going to have a scrum here for Ohio Valley.
Ohio Valley can thank referee Weiner for that. It looked like Eastern Pennsylvania were going to be off to the races, just getting caught a little bit in front off of a turnover. It's important off of those plays to work back to get the result that you want. But now Ohio Valley finally with possession.
Set. Hold. Thank you.
Ball in. Cantian puts it in. Big drive coming from the EPR. Referee's going to bring it back here. We'll see what the call is. We may just reset this. Looking for Cantian to take a run. Winner of this in the championship game, playing for the cup.
Thank you.
Loser of this game goes to the 3rd and 4th place game, so certainly something to play for there. So we see a Cantian,
There you go. It's out.
a U.S. Women's Rugby Foundation 2022 15 under 30 award recipient, goes off for a run. She's got company. Can she beat this cover defense? She is going to turn the corner. She is going to touch it down. And Molly Cantian, the English major from Brunswick, Ohio, touches down a try.
Beautiful way to go ahead and showcase her ability as an athlete right here, rounding the corner. She's so fast and so quick, but it's also the envisioning of the culture of rugby, the determination. Being awarded an accolade like that in women's rugby is something to be very proud of. She can also celebrate that try there, getting some points finally on the board for Ohio Valley. The scrum here, after it going a little bit backwards, they had to reset it. She saw the space, recognized it early on. It's a smart heads-up play. We see the speed coming around. Both teams are coming across. It looks like Mattia was trying to chase her down. She's feeling very quick.
Certainly is. This one here is going to go to EPRU, Ohio Valley, on the kick after their try. Points on the board. They are Going to have a free kick with 11 minutes gone, just 3 minutes left in this small cup semifinal. Small college division semifinal. Big barreling run comes in from EPRU, looking for an offload and gets it. What connection there? What speed put on the ball right away? And that is going to be Lindsay Foster to touch that one down. Lindsay Foster, great try here for EPRU as they continue to roll their lead.
Ohio Valley finally having this moment of brilliance early on, getting some points on the board, but Eastern Pennsylvania automatically shut it down with plays like this, the burst off of the speed. Eastern Pennsylvania is just so fast whenever they hit the gaps and they recognize the space. Continuing now to extend their lead. It seems like Eastern Penn might be able to almost punch in their ticket for the final later on today with players like this. She has so much confidence when she breaks the line. Exactly, the
I think that was Jaden
power.
Bowen. I couldn't quite get the number, but that was what a great offload.
Eastern Penn doesn't play any games when they hit the contact line. It's crazy.
Just over 2 minutes to go. A big lead here for EPRU. Things are not looking up for Ohio Valley in this small college semifinal. Ohio Valley, coached by Vanessa Marsh from Baldwin Wallace. Done a great job all weekend making this semifinal. Ball back into the hands of Nye Henderson. Nye Henderson, the sophomore from Baldwin Wallace from Westerville, Ohio. High school rugby hotbed there in Ohio for a long time.
Make sure it leaves your hands. Okay, sure. Thank you.
Ball up again to that power runner. And a bump off it is. Looks like Bowen wants to try her own, but she just offloads that one very well. The offload game here for this EPRU team is strong. Try scored by Rosalind Page, touching down. Sophomore from Marywood, great try off the Bowen offload.
This will be it.
Bowen on a plate. She served this pass to Paige, who was waiting perfectly for it. Absolutely beautifully timed. She's got a runner outside of her if she needs it, but no need. There's the trademark Paige plop of the try. Such an incredible athlete as they continue to punch on Eastern Pennsylvania.
That is the end of our game there. Moving on to the finals will be Eastern Penn Rugby Union. Third and fourth place game for Ohio Valley. Stay with us. We'll be back with the other semifinal, Great Waters versus Colonial Coast, who will play EPRU. We'll find out next.
Good morning to you, rugby fans. Welcome to beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana. We have sevens rugby action coming for you all day.
Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming. Somebody better say a prayer for me. Tonight may get a little crazy.
Handles that one, finally moving out. It looks like they are in the try zone again, extending their lead.
our game. We play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
In our
Welcome back to Round Rock Stadium here in Round Rock, Texas, just outside of Austin, the greater Austin area, I suppose you would say. It's a National Collegiate Rugby National Sevens Cup. We just had Eastern Penn win the first small college semifinal. The winner of this game between Great Waters in blue and Colonial Coast in the red, white, and blue on your left is going to take them on in the championship game today. Everything to play for. Referee Emily Gray, joined by Gray Montrose and Liz Foro as the ARs for this semifinal matchup. Great Waters ready to go. John Broker with Darian Lovelace. We are the commentators taking this Colonial Coast game as ball rolls in behind them and finds touch. We'll see who brought it out. Assistant referee right on the spot. So we're going to have a line out early to Great Waters. What a kickoff, Darian.
Not the way that you want to start a semifinal match here. Unfortunately, Colonial Coast, that was a raking kick that rolled awkwardly, leading to them having to regather on the back end foot. But now Great Waters in prime time attacking position.
Not straight. Scrum or line out.
Fortunately,
Ball
though, it looks
doesn't
as
go
though
straight,
it's gone
however,
out straight.
opportunity. Colonial Coast have an opportunity for a scrum or a line out, but they're at their own 5-meter line, so a long way to go. They certainly have the runners. They certainly have the players to go the distance, but starting out with their backs to the wall are Colonial Coast. Colonial Coast, great program teams from up in the northeast of the United States. Coached by Carly Baker and Keith Katnack, but taken away there by Great Waters. Colonial Coast rushing in. The referee says, let's play. It's a bit of a mess on the ground, but it looks like Great Waters will come back with it. Soloview Jackson looking to the back there, but taken away now by Colonial Coast. Number of turnovers, but a little pick and go is going to get things set here for Colonial Coast. A work around that left-hand side. Allie Banks was phenomenal yesterday. Just puts that little pass in there. Banks, such an intelligent playmaker for this team. Here comes Colonial Coast. Colonial Coast spills that one. It's going to be another scrum right down in the zone. Just in a different part of the field. Darian, another opportunity here for Great Waters.
Both teams are so ball hungry. They're like bees on honey, and continuing to keep that drive is really going to decide who's going to get the first points on the board. But I wouldn't be surprised if these teams continue to go tit for tat.
Great Waters, ball in hand, move that one out. It gets to Erickson. Erickson had a good day yesterday. A little wraparound. Struble has found the try zone on several occasions. Vera Soloview Jackson from University of Chicago takes that one in. Players sweeping around its right-hand side as the ball comes to Erickson. Erickson shows and thinks there's a spot there. Closes down with a couple of defenders. Ball slips off the hand. It is going to be Colonial Coast scrum again. Both teams just going through a couple phases and then knocking it on. Somebody has to just strike one through.
Great Waters making it very hard on themselves after a good run. There were 5 defenders over here on this left side from Colonial Coast. A mistake from them, but Great Waters just not able to capitalize on it and move it through the hands, and now it'll result in a turnover.
Hold the push. We're going to reset. Wait till the ball's in.
Not a clean ball there, so we're going to bring that one back. Referee Gray puts this one down. Again, winner of this game will play Eastern Penn in the championship for the small college. Here comes Banks. Hands one off, but tackled. Colonial Coast on the move. Van Amberg goes across field, then cuts her way up. Also, Thiele was thinking about getting in there, but stood off defensively. Tess Merrill. Merrill offloads that one to Banks. Banks looking for a couple of runners, just shows the ball there and breaks through. She's got Soloview Jackson chasing her. They try to hand her off. Soloview Jackson gets a hold of her, puts that one back. Aylwin comes up with the ball. Aylwin pushes it back. Colonial Coast with Liv Houghton taking that one in. We're going to go back, ball went into touch. Going to be a line out here for Great Waters. 0-0, just about 4 minutes gone.
You've really got to view the sideline as lava. Try your best to stay out of it. The sideline never loses.
Ball down. Referee's going to have them keep playing here. It is Colonial Coast ball. Still 0-0. Everything to play for. That one spills forward. Great Waters has an advantage here. See if they decide to play it. They're going to come back for the scrum. Referee says that's enough of this. Let's set it up again.
Lots of mistakes happening early on in the game. We see some of the Great Waters players as well as Colonial Coast kind of look at their teammates, pump their hands, pump the brakes, reset. Neither team right now really getting any points on the board with these mishandlings.
Great Waters on the move. Great Waters going to take this one forward. Great Waters will hand up there from Struble. Ball moved across. Little break. There's open room on the left-hand side here. Possibly another offload comes, and that one is spilled forward. Unlucky for this Great Waters team. The room was starting to open up for him there, but just couldn't quite get it. Soloview Jackson, the biology major from Anchorage, Alaska, knocks that one on.
Interesting tactic to not move the ball wide, instead do the looping passes. Though they were working in the favor, it leads to a lot more passes, which leads to more mistakes. Just getting the ball to the space early, sometimes to that awaiting runner, the last attacker, is more important.
Ball in for Colonial Coast, able to get that one away to Banks. Banks feeds it outside, trying to spread the defense a little bit. Banks gets it back, has her hands always ready with that little motion. Draws in a couple defenders. Tackle coming in from Riley Connor. Banks eventually taken down. A little bit of momentum here now for Colonial Coast. They get to Bischoff, moving this one out into the middle of the field. Now trying to go wide to Merrill. Merrill gets it. Merrill has a couple of defenders to deal with, including Elsa Attile, number 8 for Chicago, typically playing here for Great Waters. A little bounce out there. Here is Banks. Banks moves the ball out to Aylwin. Aylwin taken to the ground. Players diving over there, look like from Great Waters, but we're going to play on here. That's Van Amberg taking this one in for Colonial Coast. Little pick up and go. That's Aylwin. Aylwin makes a little more ground. Struble coming in over that, trying to contest. Struble then all over offensively and defensively for this team. Ball there, bounces on the ground. Did it go forward? We're going to find out in a second. McElhaney can't get that one. It's going to be a scrum now deep inside their zone for Great Waters. About 15 seconds left in the half here. Opportunity for Great Waters from inside their own zone. The player getting attended to. We'll get play started right after that.
What a low-scoring game we have. Both teams already having to work through the grit. It's hard to play defense for 7 minutes.
Kindness would call this a defensive battle. Looks like Struble is down to get attended to. The grad student from Northern Michigan University studying forensic anthropology. Phenomenal player, has been a big player. Unsung Hero Award for this Great Waters team. She's been everywhere doing a lot of hard work, gotten a couple of tries, been involved in a lot of breakdowns, clearing the ball, making sure everything is set for her teammates.
Just unfortunate after playing defensive phase after defensive phase, it's going to lead to some injury. It looks like she's up, walking back over to the team. What a tough cookie.
Okay, we're gonna restart here. Scrum to black. Huge push, guys. You got this.
Ready to play still, and now on their own zone with time winding down here. 4 minutes you see in the half on the game clock. There can be a little extra time. According to the referee, we will see. Emily Gray. After this game, we're going to take a little break for broadcast. We'll be back at 10:15 Central, right there and abouts, for the semifinals of the All-Star Division. Right now, we're going to see who is going to play in the finals. Somebody's got to score in the second half, or we're going to overtime at 0-0 Colonial Coast, Great Waters. Back for second half action in just a second.
In our game, we play with our hearts. We don't play with sticks, bats, or gloves. We don't wear shoulder pads or helmets. We keep playing when it hurts. And we leave everything on the field. What we wear must be built for our game.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing. We've been building, assembling, and strengthening. We've been cutting, shaping, and painting. We've created strength and beauty time and again. Our machines are made for one thing: the perfect hit. We are the crouch. We are the bind. We are the set. We are the squeeze. We are the hit. We are Rhino, home of the scrum.
Welcome back to National Collegiate Rugby's Regional All-Star Tournament. It's Small College All-Stars. We have Colonial Coast in white kicking off to Great Waters in blue. John Brookwood, Darian Lovelace, this semifinal winner will take on the EPRU in the finals. It is 0-0 right now. Break there from Elsa Attili off the sides. Attili, the computer science major from Osseo High School, Minneapolis. Ball here to Great Waters. Somebody needs to break this one open eventually. Tackle comes in. Player not held. Could have probably got up and kept going. High tackle. Referee is going to give Great Waters the opportunity to attack here. Player is a bit tight there. Break coming in from Sage Rossman. She spills it forward. Colonial Coast opportunity now. Ellie Banks. Ellie Banks moves that one out across the 50-meter line. Runners out to the left-hand side. They're going to go tight here. Players are going to have to come in and straighten this out. They don't wind up and touch. A little offload comes back, looking to get the ball out wide. Defense in and over that one. Good work from Great Waters, but knocked on. It's going to be a scrum here for Colonial Coast.
Both teams just not regarding the ball very well. They're looking up and they're seeing the space and they're so excited to get it there. They want to get points on the board, but it's leading to the ball hitting the deck. People not having two hands on it. It's going to continue these turnovers. You can't score without the ball. So both teams are going to really have to hold on to it if they want to get some points on the board and punch in their ticket to the final.
Colonial Coast under a bit of pressure here. That ball slips forward. It's going to go to Great Waters. But it's going to be a free kick for Colonial Coast. Scrum infraction there for Great Waters. Here comes Colonial Coast. Colonial Coast taking the ball into contact. Banks has some runners out wide. Cool under pressure. Able to move that one to Tess Merrill. Tess Merrill back to Banks. Is this the first try of the game? Sarah Aylwin has a couple players coming on. Sarah Aylwin Has the ball, can't quite get it to ground. Allie Banks trying to dig that one out. Referee here. We'll see what the call is going to be. Penalty against Colonial Coast. Great work, Great Waters holding up this try.
Just disappointment. You can feel the heartbreak here as Great Waters is ready to dish it back to Colonial Coast and get out of this end.
Tile takes that one into contact. Solovey Jackson, club teammates get that one going. Ball is into contact. An advantage here for Great Waters. Player from Colonial Coast. He came a little high on that tackle, so they have an opportunity. Tile has the ball again. Ball moved to Risley. Taking the corner for Great Waters. A lot of room to go here. A lot of running to happen. Just hauled down at the end there is Risley. Nice offload. Gets the ball to Sage Rossman. Rossman has a player digging over there from Colonial Coast, but also Atile is able to get that ball away. They're going to keep the ball in the middle of the field, surrounded by Colonial Coast players trying to dig that one away. Here is a bit of a wrestle on the ground. Ball comes up for Colonial Coast, gets to the Banks. Banks puts a little pass to Asvestas. Gets the ball back, does Allie Banks. Allie Banks taking on Virginia Harris. Gets the ball to the ground, but penalty against Harris for a high tackle. So opportunity here for Colonial Coast. Colonial Coast moving the ball to Banks. Banks always ready to move that one a little wider. It didn't go back according to the referee, so here comes Tess Merrill. It did go forward according to the referee, so we'll bring that one back via scrum here for Great Waters inside their own 40-meter line.
The game just becoming very chaotic here in this semifinal match for the Small College All-Stars. Unfortunately, both teams just throwing in a lot of bodies into the breakdown, losing that ability to keep the eyes up as we go into the last 2 minutes of this game with nobody being able to put any points on the board yet.
Referee is going to bring that one back together. We're in the second half here. Winner of this plays Eastern Penn. Darian, I would think Eastern Penn would be pretty pleased with how physical and tiring this game is for these two teams.
Very much so. I'm sure as Eastern Penn, after you didn't have to continue on in the contact area too much, now both teams are going to be pretty bruised up going into the final.
Allie Banks, what a pass back in from Banks. Good work. It gets it up to Van Amberg. Van Amberg from Endicott College gets that one down. Banks just spills that one forward. It looked like it was on there for Colonial Coast. We have 2.5 minutes to go.
Somebody
extra time, of course.
Somebody from one of these teams has to take the initiative, has to become the clutch player. We're getting ready to go into the last little bit. Looks like there might be an injury on the field.
Player just being attended to here. As we said, after this, we're going to take a little bit of a break. Be back at 10:15 Central, 11:15 Eastern. That first game is going to be a semifinal for the All-Stars, Big Ten versus Lone Star. You do not want to miss that game. Following that at 10:40 Central Time, Midwest versus West in the other semifinal. What a couple of matchups we have coming after these small college semifinals. And we'll bring you placement matches. We'll bring you championship games. A great afternoon of rugby here, brought to you by Next Level Rugby for National Collegiate Rugby in this regional all-star tournament in around Rock, Texas.
Looks like players are clapping. The athlete's up and moving. Good to see her up and walking out the field. Wishing her a speedy recovery. And another scrum for this semifinal match.
Great Waters in their own zone, putting that one in. Attention paid there from Colonial Coast. Carolina Stubbs winds up with the ball. Great work by the scrum half to get that one going. Van Amberg picks and go. Colonial Coast, they just keep this one tight. A little move up to Carolina Stubbs. Carolina Stubbs fighting her way towards the line. Gets the ball there to Bischoff. Bischoff, the junior from Plymouth State University. Going old school here, getting to the line, getting over the line. That is Jordan Van Amberg, the criminal justice major from Selkirk, New York.
You got to be happy with that performance. It looked like the couple of pick and goes that they were doing weren't going really anywhere until a player like Van Amberg steps up and is able to explode through that space, finally punching in some points for this semifinal match. Colonial Coast now can celebrate. Van Amberg strutting her stuff, making her way back as they get set to kick off in the final minute of this match.
Banks doesn't hit that one, so it's 5-0. Great Waters, if they can punch one in, a converted try would win it. An unconverted try would tie it, possibly send us to extra time.
Van Amberg looked like she powered over the line so hard it knocked off some girl's clear wrap around her head as a headband. That was really impressive.
Van Amberg, the 21-year-old, kicks us off to get started again. Great Waters, sense of urgency. Great Waters moving to that right-hand side. Some open ground out here, making a strong run. Did that tackle come in high? Referee says no, but assistant referee says yes. So they're going to work together and get that one as Molly Manor takes the ball. Back 10 are Colonial Coast. So no offsides, going quick. Hannah Tim puts a little pass in, but it winds up in the hands of Allie Banks. Colonial Coast can wind this one out with a couple of more phases here, running towards the sideline. Kicking it in is Colonial Coast, and a referee whistles us for the end of the game, and Colonial Coast is going to go to the championship game. We're going to come back at around 10:15 Central with All-Star semifinals. Stay with us.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing.